Everybody, it's that time. I'm super excited to sit down with tonight's guest, Erinjoi Carmack. Now, Erin, she has a story to tell, everybody. She is a survivor of trauma and she has survived domestic violence. Now, the thing about her story is this: it's an area of domestic violence that has been ignored. Now, Erin Joy's relationship struggles and challenges with abuse began. It started with somebody close to her. And I'm talking about a personal experience. Someone that you confide in, someone that you should be able to trust, and someone that's supposed to help you get over things like this. She's going to sit down with me and she's going to tell her story because it's a story. It's a traumatic story, but it's a story of triumph and her overcoming and being the woman that she is today. I'm super excited and I'm so privileged and honored that she would share her story with me and all of my viewers right here on the Simeon Henderson Show, because domestic violence is something that should never be overlooked. So without further ado, let's see what Erinjoi has to say and listen to her story. First of all, I want to give a big thanks to our executive producer, Jamani Anamdi, my producer, Jose Perez, and your Chicago fly guy, Mr. Shelton Smith. Thank you. We're always giving a voice to the people. And tonight, we are here to talk to a good friend of mine, Miss Erinjoi. And I want you guys to understand and know that this is all real. This is something that she wanted to share. And she felt comfortable coming on my show and sharing it with myself and my audience. And we want to get into it tonight. I want to thank you for sharing in an effort to empower someone else who might be going through something, or someone who's still overcoming, because so many people go through things and they just don't know how to come out of it. So with that being said, thank you so much for coming on the show,
No problem,
sister.
brother.
I appreciate you.
No problem, brother.
And let's get into it.
Let's go.
Talk to us about why you want people to know your story.
First of all, thank you so much for allowing me to have this platform, Brother Simeon. I appreciate you. Thank you, listeners, for listening to me. I am here to help one person to save their lives. As we know, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And if I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain.
Yes.
That is the main reason why I asked for your platform, so that I can help somebody else.
Okay. So here we go. Walk us through that relationship that you went through, and tell us how you were initially drawn to the desire of being in that particular relationship.
Yes.
And then what was it about that individual? So there was something that brought you to that relationship.
Absolutely.
And what was that?
The church.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And the reason why I say it was the church is because that was the environment that I met the person. That was the environment that the person and I grew up in. And I felt safe. I thought it was a safe haven, as a lot of us do. Think that the church is which, don't get me wrong, the church is a safe haven. Yes. So I don't want to, I'm not making a blanket statement about culturally of the church, but I'm just saying that faith-based fear that I felt from someone who was esteemed in the church.
Well, we all know that sometimes there are wolves that are in sheep's clothing. So they're disguised and you don't know and you don't see, or they present themselves as something else.
Exactly.
And the church is not exempt to that.
Exactly.
We're talking about, I always say no one is immune to the trials and tribulations of life. And I'll even say this: those people that hurt people, we know that hurting people hurt other people. So they've been through something, I guess. So
can I interject?
Yes.
So I also want to talk about me.
Yes.
I never like to talk on this platform pointing a finger and not pointing one back, right?
Yes.
So I wasn't broken. I mean, I was broken.
Right.
I was not healed when I even entered into the relationship.
Oh, wow.
So you talk about the church being a safe haven culturally for us to go to get your healing, right? To get your salvation, to get some comfort. So that, as I look back, was what I was seeking and missing. And so because I wasn't whole and I wasn't healed, and because of that person's position in the church, I felt like, okay, this is where my healing is going to lie. This is the relationship that I'm supposed to be in.
Wow.
God finally gave me the person that I'm, going to heal with. However, it really, I should have been healed and I should have been whole before I even entered into the relationship. So I always talk to people about accountability for yourself and being healthy, healed, and whole before you enter into any relationship. But the basis of that was, yes, I felt like because the person was of the church, a pastor's son, I felt that I was, like I made a better choice. If that makes sense.
So speaking on that, let's expound on that. You thought, so what were your expectations of this
There
man?
you go. Right?
What were your expectations?
So my expectations was those that were set by the church.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
Because I grew up in the church, if you feel me.
Yes.
So I was expecting for someone to protect, to provide, and to lead.
He that finds a woman finds a good thing. Yes.
Yeah. And so I thought I was found. No.
Okay,
No.
okay.
I mean, I am a good thing. Let's not get that twisted. But
okay.
But it was again it just wasn't a good situation. If that makes sense.
So here we go. I know you want to help people, and I know this is not easy. Everybody, you're watching this, but I want to. If we're gonna help people, let's help people.
Let's help them.
If we gotta dig, let's dig. And when I say dig, I mean this. Take us through an experience.
Let me take you through the first time.
There it is.
So the first time that I experienced abuse by this person, so let me set the scenario. This is a person who, because I thought I was evolving into that other person, that church person, I'm going to not sing anymore. I'm not going to do secular music anymore. I'm not going to do plays anymore. I'm just going to be church. First this, first that, all the concerts, all the stuff that we do in the church, right? So that's what I thought it was going to be. Then we were listening to Tupac.
Okay.
I'm just saying, this is real. Okay. We were listening to Tupac, and I think I said something, and then he just all of a sudden hauled off and hit me.
Wow.
Now, I am a Golden Glove champion, so let's not get it twisted. I did not take it lightly.
Right.
But that was the onset of the abuse. That was what I was like, whoa, I know you didn't. I thought, and we was drinking. Let's tell the truth. I'm not here to sugarcoat it at all.
Oh, don't worry. We got a lot of sipping saints out there.
The sipping saints, hey, how you doing? My tribe.
I'm not playing with her. Come on.
No, but so we were drinking, we were intoxicated, and the abuse happened, right? And then when I say domestic violence in the church, I'm saying that the scriptures, again, because I grew up and rooted in the church, the scriptures were used. Jesus forgives 70 times 70. So you should forgive me.
Oh, wow.
Nobody's going to believe you.
Oh, wow.
You crazy. You this, you that. Oh, and then we made a baby.
Okay.
So that.
So were y'all living together?
Yeah, we were.
But y'all wasn't married.
But we weren't married.
But y'all was shacking.
We was shacking. We was doing everything wrong.
And it's the preacher's son.
Preacher's son.
Okay. And y'all in church every Sunday.
Oh.
Ain't nobody saying nothing? Okay. All right.
Point.
I mean, and I'm asking questions, everybody. I'm not throwing no stones. You know this. But we're getting Erinjoi's story. And so let me ask you this.
Yes.
You told us about when abuse first began and what the first encounter was, which was probably brought on by what? Being inebriated, being drunk, and music.
And music.
Which
the vibe,
hip hop promotes violence. We know that. Tell us about how did the church respond to you being pregnant, or not only that? So let's start there first. Or did the church know about the abuse?
I know some of the members of the church did.
Okay, so let's go here first then. When you got pregnant, I'm pretty sure everybody knew.
Yes.
How did they respond to that?
To me being pregnant, it was like, okay.
Because everybody, I know they know you're not married yet.
Right, exactly. But it was like that was the end goal. So feel me. Preacher's son. I'm changing my life. I'm with somebody in and of the church, right? I'm pregnant. The goal was to get married, right? That was what we were goaling ourselves. Well, I thought we were goaling ourselves to do. But then when you get thrown through the wall when you're 8.5 months pregnant.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
You know, things change. So it was a, we're happy, you know, as a woman, I thought that the baby would bring us together. I thought that the abuse would subside, and it didn't. It made it where I felt like I was to blame. Like, now I need to stay in it for the baby.
Right.
Now I want my baby to have their dad. Now the church is going to look at me like I did something wrong, or his family members are going to look at me like I did something wrong. That was a part of my shame too. That's in my opinion why I felt like it went on so long. And nobody, again, a few people knew about it, and the people that knew about it, in my personal opinion, did nothing to help either of us, right? Did nothing to say, yo, brother, maybe you need to go get some counseling.
Right.
Yo, sister, you need to get some counseling. You all don't need to be together. So there was no mentor, coach. You know, you have outreach in the church.
Yeah.
You have youth services. Where's the mental health services in the church?
Right.
So that we can address, like, for real, the real issue and the root of why it was happening. So I didn't feel like I had an outlet in the church to get help, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I want to ask this question. Did you feel like it was your fault? Did you feel like it was your fault? And did you feel like it was your fault? And did you ever make excuses for him?
Yeah. Yes. I made excuses because I felt like, because he presented it as if it were other people that caused him to be that way.
Wow.
And so, again, you have a broken person who has a same type of past, you know, as far as family is concerned.
Yeah.
Then you connect with another person. And so that we connected on the brokenness,
right,
and not on the wholeness. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what happened.
So describe to us the physicality of the abuse, and how did you mask it? How did you hide it?
I didn't. I would go to work, because I don't wear makeup, just a little lip stuff. But I would go to work. I would go to work with black eyes. Wow. I would go to work with swollen lips. So I was an admissions advisor at the time.
Wow.
And it was face-to-face admissions. So there was my entire team. I love y'all. Y'all know who you are. Helped save my life. They would do the interviews for me. So I never stopped working. But the abuse did get so bad that the lady who was watching my daughter, this is really what helped me. She said, if you don't stop letting him beat you, I'm going to have your daughter taken away from you.
Wow.
It got that serious.
Wow.
I also want to talk about when you file a report, and I hope the sister, if she ever sees this, it's a sergeant on 111th. I don't know who you are. But I had made so many police reports. So what happens is you get abused, you call the police come out, they make a report, the report goes to 111th, because that's where I was at.
5th District.
Right. So they pick up the case there. But it was a sister who said to me, if I get your name across my desk one more time, I'm going to come find you. Because now you crazy. You keep making choices. That's how bad it had gotten. So did I feel ashamed? Did I feel that I was to blame? Yes. But that doesn't make it right.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, so going through all these different things, talk to us about the damage the abuse caused to you mentally and emotionally. This had to be taxing on you.
Man, it was very taxing, because our child together is my youngest child. I have 2 boys, 2 older boys. So it definitely affected my relationship with my boys, right? Because the oldest one wasn't there, but the middle one was. And he saw me being abused.
Wow.
So you talk about the extent of the abuse. I would literally call my son and say, hey, come help me. come get me. Come get me off of this floor. The neighbors would hear. Like, I was literally, when I say it was a physical battle as much as a spiritual battle. It got really, really physical. To the point, again, it didn't stop until I walked away. It didn't stop until I made a decision to get my power back. It didn't stop until somebody again said, "I'm gonna take your child away." It wouldn't have stopped had it not been for somebody stepping in and help me, which is why I'm here today, to try to help somebody else.
And so when you talk about that, where did you feel you were at your lowest of low, your self-esteem and everything, and you just realized, you know what, enough is enough?
When I was called bitches and hoes right before we went into the church, and then that person go sing the pew, people up under the pew. Wow. I'm just saying, your gifts come without repentance, right? So that's when I knew I was at the lowest of the lows. When I'm getting abused outside of the church, here's the church, here's the car, me and the baby. Here's the abuse. Get your life in order. We about to walk in this church in front. So
literally, you could literally at one moment you might be getting smacked in the face,
and then I'm supposed to go sing,
and then you're being told to straighten yourself up.
We about to walk.
Walk in the church.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a bit much. So how does a man or a woman create a strategy to escape domestic violence? How do you? I mean, because there has to be this moment or these moments of fear and just fear for your life. And how do you set up strategies to get out of that?
How I set up a strategy to escape was I just really escaped and fell off the face of the earth. I moved. I can say this now, but I was moving. I said I stayed with my mother, but I wasn't. So I was in my own apartments. I lived 2 different places. I would get places that had where the utilities were included, so I didn't have bills in my name. I would do a lot of that because the person would call my mother, stalk my mother, harass my mother. There was a point when, listen, before there was OnlyFans, okay, and there was you and your man, all right, and he would I'm just saying, and he would take those moments and screenshot them and send them to my mother.
Wow.
So it lists, well, what's the word? Yeah.
So he was trying to blackmail you.
And then would say, I'm gonna send these tapes to everybody in the church.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine, when I say I was an arm baby in the church, I am born, bred, and raised in the church. So you're using my inherent core values against me to hold me to a standard of I'm supposed to be in the church, yet you are not doing the things that are supposed to be of the church.
So listen to all the stuff that this person did to you. I'm so glad that you're here where you're at now.
Thank you.
But let me ask you this. Were there signs or were there things that happened, or did he have tendencies, and can you recall seeing things that could have indicated to you like that this person was abusive?
When you're broken, you ignore red flags.
Wow.
Right?
And especially if somebody's doing something nice, right?
Right. So you nice, you in the church, you suave, you debonair, you fan, you can sing, you can do all of these things. Excuse me.
It's okay. It's okay.
So when it first happened, and then again, let's talk about self. My personality, I'm a fighter too, right? So I'm gonna definitely get up with your glamour. I'm from Inglewood. Let's call it. I'm definitely gonna get up with your glamour.
Right.
But at some point in time, I ignored the red flags from the beginning because I should have looked at his relationship with his other children.
Right.
His relationship, his past marriages. Like, how come you was married 50 times and you kept getting, like, I'm so confused. Like, those types of red flags. But because I was desperate to have someone, especially, again, in the church, because that's my foundation, right? I ignored it on purpose. But one of my church aunties told me, a snake, when you let the snake back in the door, baby, and it bites you, you knew it was a snake when you let him in.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Just saying.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not here to pass judgment. I'm here to tell somebody, baby, if it's you, man or woman, heal. Baby, please heal. Because once you're healed and you're whole, you will not accept less for yourself. Right? Because if I don't accept less for myself, I'm not going to accept less from anybody else.
Yes.
But at that time, I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't taking care of my body. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't meditating. I wasn't praying right. Man, you're in the church. I wasn't praying right, right? So I wasn't. So it's all mind, body, and soul. But I promise you, if you just know that God ordered your steps before you even came to this plane, and that he got you, and that you don't need a man, a human to complete you.
Yes.
You don't need a person to complete you.
Right.
You just need you to complete you. Right. And that is really, again, that wake-up moment for me. When I was in counseling, and I'm not ashamed to talk about it, when I was in counseling, when I was at Mercy, when it all, and again, it sometimes takes the outside person to help peel that onion, help open you up and let you see what you're doing. Because we don't always see what we're doing from our standpoint, right? So one of the things that my counselor told me was about power, right? And so you think about purple, you think about power. And when it was put to me that you're giving your power away, that's a different context.
Yes, it is.
That's a different context than forgive 70 times 70. That's a different context than you should just let it slide. I gave my power away. I let somebody do what to me? Control me and manipulate me with the words of the Bible. Wow. So power.
Wow.
Get your power back, people.
Whew, man. Wow. So, Erinjoi, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. It's been my honor and pleasure, and to sit down with you and just listen and just really get something from it, because there are people out there that are hurting and they don't know what to do. And there are a lot of people that are in your position that overcame and went through it. But can you share with the people, tell our viewers how they can seek programs and support dealing with domestic violence, as well as how that sitting in that domestic violence can affect their children?
Okay, so first of all, get your pen and papers handy. I want to share with you the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Again, 1-800-799-7233. Or you can text the word START, S-T-A-R-T, to 88788. Again, that's the word START, S-T-A-R-T. Text that 88788. That is the number where you can get immediate help, no matter what time of day. If you need to talk to somebody, if you're feeling suicidal, if you're feeling like you're losing your mind, it is somebody out there on the other end to help you. You are not in this alone. We are here for you. We will help you win. Thank you for that. How it affects your children. My children are in counseling right now because I will break the cycle. I do want to touch on that right quick. I did witness violence as a youth from family, parents, things like that. So I also encourage anyone that if it is happening in your family, to be an advocate for change, to be an advocate to change the trajectory of your family, right? To be a game changer for your family. But counseling is really the way, and I'm not ashamed to talk about that. Again, please, please, please seek counseling once you are out of this.
Erinjoi, thank you so much. I want you to continue to encourage people and yourself to just motivate and inspire people to be their best. But not only that, stand up for yourself. Be strong, be courageous, and walk upright and understand and know who you are and whose you are. and then you will overcome. Thank you so much, sister.
No problem.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Y'all, get out. It's never too late. Win, win, win. God is good. We got you. I got you. It's never too late. You will live.
All right, guys, you're watching the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And don't forget, I didn't forget, we got our Chicago Fly Guy who's going to give you the 5 things you need to know, because I think you guys need a little cheering up after this session, because we got a little deep. So Chicago Fly Guy going to bring us on back. All right? You're watching
He's
the
so
Simeon
funny.
Henderson Show. Well, we're giving a voice to the people. Let's see what the Chicago Fly Guy has to say, and I'll be back to say bye.
Hey, it's America's favorite personality, your Chicago Fly Guy, bringing you the top 5 things that, of course, you need to know right here on the Simeon Henderson Show. Number 5, the FOP president has been ordered by the judge to stop telling the Chicago police officers to defy the vaccine mandate. Really, dude? Shouldn't you be telling the CPD officers to stay safe instead of putting them in harm's way? I'm just saying, you're the FOP president. Number 4, the Art Institute of Chicago has fired all of its volunteers. Yes, these volunteers were trained, but they were also white women. And the Art Institute of Chicago wants to diversify their team. Kudos. Number 3, when communities were communities, we are getting back to basics in Woodlawn. Yes, the Woodlawn community has decided to take back their neighborhood. There's no more room for unsavory activity. Kudos, Woodlawn. Number 2, football was once dominated by boys. Yes, that sport was up until the Loza sisters took the field. These 2 sisters are kickers for De La Salle Institute, and they have made a name for themselves. They are incredible athletes. Congratulations, Loza sisters. The number 1 thing that, yes, you need to know is the Chicago Sky has earned the WNBA 2021 championship title. Kudos to Candace Parker and the Chicago Sky. Y'all think Candace will let the Chicago Fly Guy get on her box of Wheaties? I know she's going to be on the box of Wheaties. Eat your Wheaties. I'm your Chicago Fly Guy, and these have been the top 5 things that, yes, you need to know right here on the Simeon Henderson Show.
All right, everybody, you're watching the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. That Chicago Fly Guy always has a wealth of knowledge, and he always got some good jokes in there, too. But one thing I heard in there, I don't know what's going on, but CPD is telling their employees to get vaxxed or they could be fired. And as I know and understand, someone had to turn in their badge already. So I don't know what's going on with that, but hey, keep hope alive, as Jesse Jackson would say, right? But you're watching the Simeon Henderson Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Our guest was awesome. I hope you got a lot of knowledge and information that could help you or help someone else. Shout out to my executive producer, Jamani Anandi, Jose Perez, and your Chicago Fly Guy, Shelton Smith. We are giving a voice to the people. You're watching the Simeon Henderson Show. Continue to watch, tune in, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share with your friends, hit that notification button so you never miss a great show. See you later.